Hello everyone, we are from the group that will explain about the structuralism approach in literary studies. Let us introduce ourselves. My name is Muhammad Imdadur Rahman Manarul Azman and my student ID number is 23022261053. And my partner's name is Gusti Hanan Yusuf and his student ID number is 23022609903. Today, we will present our infographic about the structuralism approach. Let's start with the definition. Structuralism is an analytical method that focuses on the structure, pattern, sign system, and binary opposition within a text or phenomenon to uncovering its deeper meaning. For example, a single word, like cat, doesn't mean anything in isolation. It only gains meaning because it exists within a larger language system. Structuralism seeks to reveal this invisible, systematic framework. The literary work is not just about what the author intended, but also it's about how the underlying system creates meaning. Structuralism did not appear overnight. It was built on the work of three towering intellectual figures. The first figure is Ferdinand de Saussure. His period is around late 1800 until early 1900. He is the originator of the core linguistic concepts that form structuralism foundation, such as sign, signifier, and signified. He also introduced the concept of length, the abstract language system or structure, and parole, individual speech act. The second figure is Claude Lévi-Strauss. His period is around middle 1900. He took sociolinguistic ideas and applied sociolinguistic ideas to anthropology and mythology. He famously applied the concept of binary opposition. Binary opposition is pairs of opposing concepts like light versus dark or life versus death, showing how they are the fundamental building blocks of human culture and stories. The last figure is Roland Barthes. His period is around middle to late 1900. Barthes further developed structuralism into popular cultural semiotics. He famously analyzed modern cultural phenomena like wrestling, advertisement, or fashion as myths, revealing the underlying social and ideological structures they communicate. The next is the main concepts of structuralism. The first concept is structure. This is the hidden system, the underlying rules, conventions, or grammar that organizes a text and creates meaning. The second is pattern. This is an arrangement or repetition of elements that helps us reveal the hidden structure. The third is sign, signifier, and signified. This is the key. The signifier is the physical form like what you see, what you hear, and what you read. The signified is the meaning in your mind. The sign is the combination between signifier and signified. Meaning is not inherent in the object itself but in this relational bond. The last is binary opposition. As we touched before, these are pairs of opposing concepts like good versus evil or nature versus culture. Why structuralism matters? Structuralism helps us to understand the system of meaning in text, allowing us to read beyond the surface plot. The second is structuralism reveals cultural and ideological structures. And structuralism provides an objective and systematic methods of analysis. And how to apply structuralism. The first thing that you need to do is identify the sign. Look for the elements that function as sign, like objects, word, symbol, and the second is separate signifier and signified. You must separate them. Analyze what the physical form as signifier and the abstract concept as signified. The third is find patterns. Look for recurring patterns in the narrative structure, like character roles like the hero, the helper. The next is identify binary opposition. Find the pairs of opposing concepts like good, evil, order, chaos, male and female. And the last is reveal the understanding structure. Finally, you combine your findings, the signs, patterns, and oppositions to determine the text's deep structure and the cultural meaning in codface. In conclusion, structuralism moves us past simply asking, what does this story mean, to asking, how does this story mean? It shows us that the meaning is a product of system and structure.
So let's move on to the literary analysis of A Clean, Well-Lighted Place by Ernest Hemingway and the application of the structuralist approach into the story. So, A Clean, Well-Lighted Place by Ernest Hemingway is a short story about two waiters and an old man sitting in a cafe late at night. The story based around loneliness, darkness, and a safe place, which is a clean, well-lighted place to escape from nothingness. Using structuralist approach, we can expose and analyze the patterns, the binary oppositions, and symbols that actually creates a deeper meaning within the story. It also helps us to see how the story is constructed and how its parts connected to show the story theme about life, emptiness, and human comfort. And then the structuralist analysis of the story. The first one is the structure of characters. Old man, patient, silent, and lonely. The young man characters is impatience, youth, and confidence. The older waiter is emphatic and compassionate. Each characters have different personalities and build opposite of each other, creating the binary role within the story. For example, the old man versus young waiter and the older waiter versus the younger waiter. This binary role is used to show the two views of life, which is fear of nothingness versus the ignorance of it. And then the setting. The cafe symbolizes light and safety. The night or darkness symbolizes chaos, loneliness, and fear. The light symbolizes comfort and a safe place. The shadow or outside, nada, is nothingness. The setting in a cafe creates a structure that contrasted with each other, like light versus dark and safety versus emptiness. Patterns and repetition. Repetition of the word nada. The word nada derives from Spanish words that means nothing, that suits both the setting that is in Spain and the theme of inner emptiness. It also mirrors the old man's depression in searching of a safe place because he didn't find comfort at home. Dialect pattern, short, clip, and repetitive, but shows the emotional distance between the characters, revealing characters through speech structures instead of description. And then the binary positions. Light versus darkness, symbolizing hope versus despair. Clean versus dirty, symbolizing order versus chaos. Cafe versus outside world, symbolizing safe place versus emptiness. The older waiter versus the younger waiter symbolizes patience versus impatience. Meaning versus nada, nothing, symbolizes purpose versus meaningless. These opposites is contradicting each other to show and interpret the old man searching for a safe place, like an escape from darkness. And then the symbolic structure. The cafe symbolizes a short escape from hollowness or life emptiness. Like symbolizes a safe place needed for emotional safety for the old man. Darkness symbolizes nada, nothingness, or something could be harmful. These symbols is a part of structural system. And then the conclusion. Using structuralism, we further reveals the theme of light versus darkness. The old man depression in suffered from depression in the home, and later he found a clean, well-lighted place, which is the cafe. We reveal the patterns and symbols to create meanings through structuralism point of view. The short story becomes more simple and it connects to other parts through a system of light and darkness that represents the human need for short escape and comfort in life. And you can also access our video explanation in YouTube and the barcode that we provide in our poster, and then you can also access our file for sources in the barcode. Thank you for listening and watching.